Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Aiden here, and this is the very first video on the channel. Today we're going to be starting a new series of following the career of a first overall pick and playing the career and also making some of the decisions for this player. It's going to be in my league, and yeah, we're going to see how it pans out. I'm going to be doing several types of videos like this and also MLB The Show and possibly Madden in the future. But yeah, so far I've simulated this season. The Warriors ended up winning the championship, and we're about to head to the NBA draft to see where Chet, Paolo, and Jabari Parker ends up landing. As of right now, I did a fantasy draft, so that way we wouldn't just go to the Thunder because they have however many picks in 2023. I picked a fantasy draft, so that way it could be different. And first overall pick goes to the Boston Celtics, and it ends up being Chet Holmgren. We're just going to look at the first three picks here. Paolo Banchero ends up going 2 to the Chicago Bulls. And the third overall pick ends up going to the Denver Nuggets, and it'll be Jaden Ivey, so a little bit of a surprise. But we're going to sim to the end and see where everybody went up. So it went Chet, Paolo, Jaden Ivey, Damian Collins, Kennedy Chandler, J.D. Davidson, Peyton Watson, Max Christie, Nikola Jovic, Osema Dieng, Ty Washington, Marcus Bagley, Jalen Duren, Adrian Griffin Jr., Max Abrams, Caleb Love, still no Jabari Parker. So he fell hard in this draft, all the way down to 20. He has a 78 with 13 badges, though. I did pick what just looked like the most accurate roster, so that might explain why some of them is a little bit different than what some drafts would be. But I'm going to let the Hawks, which is the team I'm just simulating for, handle the rest of the season, and I'll see you at next year's draft. And now we're at next year's draft. So we actually are at the NBA draft. Unfortunately, my recording ended up glitching out and didn't save. But here at the draft lottery, it ended up being the Pacers, the Grizzlies, and the Jazz. And it looks like the Pacers are going to get us. But now we're going to look at the history of last year. Trae Young wins MVP. Rookie of the Year goes to Chet. Sixth Man of the Year goes to Ty Washington. Jonathan Isaac as the DPOY. Most Improved Player goes to Dante DiVincenzo. Here are the first team, the second team, the third team, all defensive team, all defensive second team, all rookie, and all rookie second team. Now we're going to take a look at our number one overall prospect. So as of right now, the number one overall prospect looks like Brian Hunt. Now, Brian Hunt is a good offensive scorer and good at defense too. All-around scorer and also very good at perimeter defense and post defense. And he is listed at 6'7" and 258. Now, the other two picks is Andy Holloway, who isn't much of a offensive player, but does have good three-point scoring and is also a lockdown in the post. Also very good rebounder and good athleticism. The third overall is Sean Fisher, who is a very good mid-range scorer and decent on the inside, who is as well a good post defensive player and a good rebounder. But now we will see who will take the number one overall pick. The Indiana Pacers are on the clock, and they will draft Brian Hunt, 6'9". He's even taller than what he was listed, out of Purdue. And man, that is impressive. Now looking at the draft summary, Brian Hunt is an 82 overall. He is looking great. His badges, 9 of them. Slithery finisher, shooting, catch and shoot in difficult shots, playmaking, downhill and needle threader, and defense and rebounding, ankle braces, chase down artist, interceptor, and pick dodger. Good defensive player. What they compare him to? Well, a stud. Averaged 38 and 5 at Purdue, and his ceiling is Hall of Fame. And his floor is Dale Ellis, who is somebody who was an all-star. And man, this is looking very promising so far. Let's see what follows. So we're going to sim to the end and see what happens after that. All right, so Andy Holloway, 80 overall, 19-year-old center, gets drafted to the Grizzlies. Very good. George Murson, all-star, as his ceiling, and Michael Thompson out of the league. And it looks like he didn't have any stats from Northwestern, maybe sat out a year, but is a very, very good post player. Now, the Jazz drafted 23-year-old 80 overall Sean Fisher, who is a elite mid-range scorer, a good inside scorer, and man, he is very good at defensive rebounding and athleticism. The Thunder ended up drafting Zach Reese, a point guard, 23 years old, so a lot of older players. Magic drafted David Moreland. Maurice Wilcox, an 80 overall, 21-year-old small forward, ends up going to the Miami Heat. He's a shoot the lights out of the gym shooter, and he can play some post defense, so that's nice. Rookie signing, Ramon Lopez gets drafted to the Hawks, but we're not worried about that. Let's switch over to the Pacers and see what's going on with their team. So as of right now, it looks like they have Ja Morant, Wendell Carter, Jalen Brunson, Brian Hunt, newly signed, Gordon Hayward, Yannick Nzoa, Josh Christopher, Talen Horton-Tucker, Theo Maladone, Matisse Thybulle, Duncan Robinson, Julian Champagnie, Malachi Flynn, Grant Williams, Stanley Johnson, Vincent Poirier, Cameron Oliver. So it looks like this is a very young team, and Ja Morant, obviously the star of the team. Jalen Brunson does look like he might be starting over us, but maybe we'll play the small forward. We are 6'9" after all. So now we're going to just simulate through the season, and we'll see what happens next. And here we are in the next season. So as of right now, it looks like we didn't change much. Ja Morant, Wendell Carter still here, Jalen Brunson still here, and Brian Hunt. They still have Gordon Hayward on that massive contract of his, and really doesn't look like they made any changes. They brought in Corey Brewer, it looks like, Daniel Tice, and they also got two new two-way contracts, Norvell Pell, 30-year-old, and Isaiah Joe, 24-year-old. So it looks like we're going to just jump into this first game versus the Bulls. Now, I did edit his jump shot just because 2K likes giving out very slow jump shots, but we are hopping into this first game against the Bulls, and it looks like their starting lineup consists of Kemba, Malcolm, Jason, Paulo Banchero, and Kristaps Porzingis. And looks like we're running Ja Morant. Brian will end up getting the starting position. Gordon, Wendell Carter, and Kobe Brewer. So here we go. I forgot that the Bulls won the World Championship last season, but we're not worried about that. But real quick, we're just going to make some changes. We're going to make it so I have a player lock on the shooting guard, and we will simcast the minutes that he is not on the court. And next up, we will go to coach settings so that way they can call plays for us, and it looks like it's already like that. And yeah, we're going to hop right into this. Just skip the rest of this and we'll go into the game. There is Hunt on the shooting guard position on the jump ball, and it looks like Bulls ball will be first. Kemba Walker dribbles up the court, and it looks like Brian's playing good help defense. Now, I am not very good at 2K. Never played online, really. Franchise has always been my thing. I like rebuilding the teams, and I like just playing with my favorite team. I'll play now sometimes. Now, I am just trying to get the ball here. I'm trying to score Brian's first points, and it looks like we will get it right here on the putback. His first points of his NBA career and his first offensive rebound. So maybe he'll just be kind of a triple-double guy who's a force on the boards, but who knows. Now, it looks like we're being forced onto the corner, and Malcolm Brogdon blew right past us, and I am a little bit rusty. I haven't played in a few days, and Kristaps Porzingis hits that excellent coverage with heavily contested coverage. Now, it does look like we won't be getting the respect right away. Oh, and a massive dunk for Brian Hunt. Some good screen action, some good cutting action. And if you take a look at his stats at the top right corner, a deadly defender. It really does look like he might be one of the best defenders in the league, at least perimeter-wise, and also taking a look at his attributes. I mean, A inside, A plus mid-range, A plus three-point, and some good playmaking badges. I mean, it looks like we really got a stud here. And so far, not really passive in his career, but 6 points and 1 rebound in the first minute and a half of his career. So maybe that kind of points to what sort of career he will have. So we're just going to play this first game, and we will then end the video here. I know it's a little bit longer of a video, but it is also an introductory video. So, you know, we got to make it a little bit longer of a video. But usually we'll just be simulating some games and maybe pop in every once in a while. Play, but this is his first career NBA game, so I do want to hop in for a little bit and see just his play style. Jason Tatum draws the blocking foul, and looks like we're up 6-4 in the first 2 minutes of the quarter. Ball goes into Jason Tatum. Brian Hunt playing good help defense, helping make sure that Tatum won't score, and also grabs the rebound. So we're going to look to set up our teammates now. Maybe drive inside, draw the attention. Oh, and we actually get grabbed by Paolo Banchero. Paolo got drafted to the Bulls in the first simulated season, if you guys did not know. And it kind of looks like he's had a successful NBA career, considering that he got a ring his first season in the league. And, tough contested shot, slightly late. And just to let you know, I am playing on Hall of Fame. So just in case it seems like might be dominating the game a little bit. I did also change his jump shot to the Michael Jordan jump shot, just because I feel like it kind of fit his build. I mean, he's a taller shooting guard and also a little bit old school. I mean, his mid-range is A+, but at the same time, his three-point also is. So it looks like John Morant will get the screen up there. The coach is telling us to roll up. I'm going to look for Wendell Carter in the post against a smaller player in Kemba Walker. And it doesn't look like he really wanted to take the physical contact from Kemba, taking a mid-range shot that really wasn't necessary. And John Morant will take the ball up. So far a little bit of a back and forth in this game. Taking the ball up, and we'll give Hayward back the ball. We'll actually run some of these plays, see how it works out, but I also do want to end up getting open shots for my team, especially so they don't get blocked by Kristaps Porzingis like that, man. And it does look like he is working the number 25, a little bit of an unusual number. No players off the top of my head wearing 25, but of course I'm sure there are very great ones. Hayward driving to the basket, takes a highly contested layup, and was not a good shot, I would say. Malcolm Brogdon now, and Brian Hunt. I mean, what good defense from Brian. Forces a very early shot, and Kemba Walker is just left wide open, but couldn't make the defense pay. Now, the Indiana Pacers have not had a lot of success as a franchise. Oh, and the alley-oop. Controller batteries are low. I'll have to plug that in right now. But, man, what a massive alley-oop from Brian Hunt. Man, this guy is fun. And I didn't actually know this, but his takeover is a finishing takeover, so probably means we'll get some explosive dunks. And, man, just left wide open. Brian Hunt, maybe not the smartest defensive player. Now, we are going to run this play to completion. I'm kind of stealing all the team's points. You know, we gotta share the ball, share the rock a little bit. And looks like Kobe Brewer will get it, and Gordon Hayward with a tough layup and ends up drawing the foul from Jason Tatum. And just to let you guys know, I do want your feedback on this series. I wanted to know how you're feeling, what I can do to make it improved, and just this is new to me, of course, first video on the channel. And yeah, I want to make sure that you guys enjoy it and I can enjoy it as well. And made one, missed one for Gordon Hayward. Of course, came back from that gruesome leg injury a few years back. And man, that was one of the most horrific moments in NBA history, in my opinion. And it looks like we have 2 fouls already. I couldn't tell if that was Kobe or if it was our power forward Wendell. And it looks like it was Wendell Carter who will end up being taken out. 5 minutes into the game, he has 10 of the points for the Indiana Pacers, so maybe an explosion game. And, here he goes, and there it goes down. Brian Hunt with a dunk, blowing right by Malcolm Brogdon. And I think we're going to take it a little bit passive for the rest of the quarter. I don't want to make it so that way it's too unrealistic. And also, I needed to reduce the amount of the quarter that we should be playing, just so that way it's not like we're getting all of the minutes. And it just being a little bit unrealistic, just because it is kind of easy to score on 2K. All right, Paulo Banchero on the ball with the wing. Jason Tatum now takes it, guarded by Gordon Hayward. Pass down to Malcolm Brogdon in the corner, guarded by Brian Hunt. Looks like he'll get good defense, good contest from Brian Hunt. Ja Morant with the ball. No points so far, but tough layup. Almost hit the and one, and a foul will be put on Kemba Walker. Let's see if Ja Morant will be able to hit these free throws. One goes down early, 73%. Last season, Ja Morant averaged 21 and 7. So not a bad season, but not really what you would expect from an all-star caliber player like Ja Morant. I expect him to average 25 plus, but I guess not last season. But maybe the addition of Brian Hunt will help him score a little bit more, help relieve some of the duty off of him, because it really looks like he was the only offensive superstar on the team last season. Now, looking like a kind of an off-ball guard so far, running around the court, making sure that he is staying active, and they really want me to have the ball and run this play. So I'll pass it over to Wendell Carter, setting a screen for the player in the corner. I'm not sure who that is. I forgot already. Looks like Ja Morant will miss the contested layup, and Jason Tatum throws up the oop to Paulo Banchero, and Paulo looks like a very good slasher, already his second alley-oop of the game, and maybe he'll be a problem for us, maybe somewhat of a rival throughout the years, although in separate not in separate conferences, or maybe they are. I'm not sure. My mind's kind of going to blank. I'm a little bit nervous. All right, guarding Paulo now, and Kemba Walker, easy layup, excellent, wide open, non-contested. Now, it looks like coach is telling us to go sit in the corner while Ja Morant kind of ices it out, but he is getting kind of locked down, so I'll take the ball away from him, and I'll pass it to the corner where Gordon Hayward is wide open for a splash. And looks like his first assist of his NBA career goes to Gordon Hayward. Not the usual suspect for a first NBA assist, but nevertheless, a NBA veteran who has been in the league for many, many years. And looks like Wendell Carter will pick up a foul going straight through the screen, and it looks like Brian Hunt will be out of the game. So we will start to Simcast Live it until he gets into the game again. I will see you when that happens. And now here we go. Forgot to jump in. But Kareem Hunt back in the game. And he looks like it is in small forward, so I will change the player lock to small forward, and here we are. So his secondary position is small forward, although he could probably play power forward with that height, or even maybe, if you really wanted, point guard with that playmaking, but I'm not too sure you want a 6'9" player playing point guard. And looks like they will throw the ball in long, and we'll pass to Jalen Brunson. Run this play for the gang. It looks like we went down heavily, 27-40 now. And Ja Morant, man, bad shot after bad shot, looks like for him. Scoring drought in the past 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So, man, it is looking rough out here for the Indiana Pacers. We'll call for a screen, and we'll get Kemba Walker on us. We'll take this quick isolation and kind of body the smaller player. Dribble the ball inside, and we'll take a hook where it is very late. So I guess hook is really not his shot. And man, and there is a foul. Corey Brewer with his third foul, and one for Kristaps Porzingis. So this team looking kind of rough in the beginning, first quarter and a half of the season. Maybe one of the teams that will end up being a lottery pick 2 years in a row. Maybe get a secondary star along or a tertiary star around Brian Hunt and Ja Morant after this season. But looks like we called a timeout, try to stop the bleeding, And here we go with Brian Hunt yet again. So 12 points, 2 rebounds in the first quarter of his young NBA career. And looks like they're waiting for me to follow the play. And man, just another turnover for the gang. And it's looking very rough for us. But Gordon Hayward grabs a rebound, brings it up the court. I'm going to call for the ball, and I'm going to pass it right back. Looks like John Morant wants the ball, but I'm going to pass it over to Jaylen Brown. I had a good cut there, but player didn't didn't see us. Passes to Corey Brewer, Jalen Brunson on the wing. 4 seconds left, but John Morant wide open, and man, he is not feeling it tonight. Brian Hunt, and I got switched on to Kristaps, didn't realize. Brian Hunt seems to be an incredible player. 82 overall coming out of the draft. Very few players are actually that good coming out of the draft. We saw Chet and Paolo come out as 80 overalls in last year's drafts. But really doesn't seem like a lot of players will end up being drafted that high of a overall. And passes down to Gordon Hayward, and Gordon Hayward actually gets both of their assists or both of Brian Hunt's assists for his young NBA career so far. So maybe a dynamic duo that come in there, but not too sure about that with the aging Gordon Hayward. And oh man, good defense from Brewer blocking the alley-oop that I ended up letting up. And so far, looks like Kristaps Porzingis is kind of botting our team, but Brian Hunt continuing to play the small forward position. And, already a foul for John Morant. So far, the team has looked very, very, very bad. Sorry for that yawn there. It's 3 a.m. here where I'm recording. But, yeah, looks like Kemba Walker will dribble up the ball. And I know my commentary is kind of boring. I haven't really been doing this much, and I'm kind of new to it, so I'll work on working on my excitement, working on my commentary, and overall everything on the channel as it grows. Tried posting up Paolo Banchero, but didn't end up working out well. I tried setting the screen, but it looks like they're just kind of waving me off here. Telling me to sit in the corner a lot, which I kind of don't like. I feel like he's more of just a corner shooter, more of a playmaker. John Morant takes a tough contested three-point shot, and man, our offense really is stagnant. So maybe I need to start calling for the ball more, maybe take some ISO situations and relieve the load from the rest of the team. But I also don't want to score 45 points on the first NBA game. It doesn't exactly feel realistic, as Brian Hunt couldn't help Jalen Brunson defend Malcolm Brogdon there. I'm going to go set a screen down there for John Morant. Bad screen, but that's all right. I'm going to call for the ball just since I'm on the... and I accidentally clicked A twice. So, as you can see, some of my dumb decisions end up costing the team. And we get switched on to Kristaps again. I really don't feel too bad about getting switched on to more big players just because of the size of Brian Hunt. 6'9", 258, big player, and I feel like he really won't be pushed around a lot in this league. Wendell Carter gets past 2, and another assist for Brian Hunt as Wendell Carter greens the mid-range shot. He's looking like a dominant passer, a dominant rebounder, and a dominant scorer so far in his career. And of course, I keep on saying his career like he's played 10 years, but everybody starts somewhere, and we are down 20 in the first half. So, not sure if his first game of his career will be a win, but maybe it will be. I'll call for a screen from Wendell Carter, and I know I'm dunking over their player. I honestly don't know what some of these players' names are, just due to the rookie class that came in and also the fantasy draft. So it's not like DeMar DeRozan's on the Bulls anymore. It's Jason Tatum and Paolo Banchero. So it's a little bit more confusing for me. But I'll get it down eventually as Paolo misses a shot, and Corey Brewer with his 4th foul already. Maybe a sign in his career that he will get a lot of fouls. As we pass John Morant for the easy cut layup with. Now we have 4 assists, 14 points, 4 assists. And now we're guarding Jason Tatum. The first look at our superstar from first look at guarding a superstar. Paolo Banchero just quite isn't there yet, even though I have guarded him. 85 overall, and also not a very consistent scorer, it seems so far. But of course, it's his first game, and Wendell Carter will also pick up a foul, his third. So it seems like our bigs are getting in a lot of foul trouble early. Jason Tatum will take the free throws. I seriously doubt he'll miss any of them. First one goes in, and second one will go in as well. So now I keep on forgetting that we're a small forward, kind of trying to get down the court and picking up that ball. So I'll take a look. Jason Tatum is a very good defender, solid defender. Should have made a defensive team in real life, in my opinion. Just one of the best perimeter lockdowns and all-around defenders in the NBA, even though the blocks and the steals might not show it. And shot clock violation for the Bulls, or for the Pacers. And his first career game does not seem to be working out very well. So now Paolo Banchero sets a screen for Kemba Walker. And here comes Brian Hunt. 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. Of course. Looks like Wendell Carter will come set a screen for us. And I'll kind of ISO this again. Kemba Walker is a not-so-good defender. He's also just kind of small. And wow, hard foul from Paolo Banchero. Man, bad foul. It looks like he kind of knows it, but he also looks like he's complaining. So I'm not sure. Maybe he didn't feel bad at all. And there is Brian Hunt, 99%. So must have a 99 free throw, in which I would not have known. And both go in. A little bit of a weird free throw, but it makes sense for such a tall player. Maybe even could have been a power forward or small forward as his natural position, just because of his pure height, and that was a bad help. Left Nickeil Alexander-Walker wide open, but didn't seem like it ended up mattering, as he didn't end up hitting the shot. And there is another block. John Wall on the team, not starting over Kemba Walker, which might be a little bit surprising to some in this point of Kemba Walker's career. But who knows? Maybe he's just a lower overall. And, yeah. Brian Hunt will take it up top, jab, step, and cross, but looks like Jason Tatum is kind of locking him down right now. Well, tough shot, and he will not make it. So as of right now, it looks like Brian Hunt is a smart shot taker, but at the same time can maybe push his limits a little bit, taking some tough fadeaways and taking some tough post hooks. Maybe not as much of a post player as he thinks he is. But he'll drive it in now and take a tough contested layup, 87% smothered, and not a smart shot from him. Now Jason Tatum will dribble up the court. Good defense from Brian Hunt. And he'll look to try to get this rebound, and 18, 5, and 4. I know I'm announcing kind of every assist, every rebound, but I think it's important to let the audience know, what's going on with our superstar. I'm going to set a screen for Christopher, even though he doesn't look like he wants it, and coach wants to run an actual play. Maladone takes it up the court, tries getting a heavily contested layup against Nickeil Alexander-Walker, but it will not work. Looks like they're going to try to take the final shot of the game, so maybe I'll try to steal the ball, get the final shot, but again, maybe not. Don't want to get in foul trouble for Brian Hunt. And here comes Tatum. Good defense from Brian Hunt. And, Brian Hunt lost the ball against Porzingis, and Porzingis ends up missing the shot against the shorter defender. And there is halftime, 37-57, Indiana down by 20. And I save and quit my game to take a little bit of break, and it looks like the quarter ended up resetting. So maybe that shot didn't end up falling down. But, of course, we don't have that offensive rebound anymore. So Jason Tatum, beginning of the quarter, takes on Gordon Hayward. And oh, there's the first block of Brian Hunt's career. Good recovery for losing the defender and actually blocks Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm Brogdon. Man, that was difficult for me. First, and it looks like Corey Brewer will end up coming back into the game. Or Kobe Brewer, not Corey. A little bit difficult, but it's alright. Oh, and it also looks like I am playing as the whole team, so let me change that real quick. I will receive a screen from Wendell Carter and take it inside and end up hitting a somewhat of a tough layup against the defense. We are hitting 73% of our shots, so very efficient. No threes yet. No threes even attempted yet for Brian Hunt. And man, that's the 5th foul on Brewer. So it looks like Justin Champagnie and Wendell Carter will get some serious minutes in this one because, man, he cannot stop fouling. Good defense from both Brian Hunt and Justin Champagnie. And here comes Brian Hunt. Ja Morant will take the ball. Ja Morant bringing it inside and takes a heavily contested layup and will not hit. Man, it looks like Ja Morant is not having a good game. So it looks like we will play this third quarter and then maybe simulate the fourth unless we make a big comeback. And it doesn't look like we will make a big comeback. Oh, and an alley-oop for Brian Hunt. What a good play. Bang, right in his face. Now, as far as upload schedule goes, I'm not sure what we'll try to run. We might go once or twice a week. Just however many I can try to fit in a week on my busy schedule, I will. Maybe record a little bit ahead on one day and then be able to produce a few episodes throughout the week. I'll figure that out as we go. But eventually we will figure that out. We'll pass to Gordon Hayward. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Shot clock cheese? No. Heavily contested late 3-point shot. And looks like we're going to get switched on Kristaps yet again. But it doesn't look like he's going to look to post us up. Somewhat of a perimeter player for such a tall beast. 7'3". And looks like he's a little bit scared to post up the star Brian Hunt. And yes, I'm calling him a star on his first game. And Gordon Hayward will pick up the shooting foul. Now the deficit is only 17, about to be 18 if he hits this next shot, in which he will. Greens it. And yeah, looks like we might have a good game, but also a loss on his first career game. So unfortunate, but I mean, those stats, man, are looking very good. Wendell Carter last season averaging 13 and 11. Very good season as a secondary star for the Indiana Pacers. Of course, ended up with the first pick because they were a very bad team. I mean, Ja Morant and Wendell Carter can't win you too many games. And he looks like he'll miss the free throw. Guarding Paolo Banchero on... Oh, is that Paolo Banchero? Guarding a player on the... Malcolm Brogdon. Man, I should really know that by now. But guarding Malcolm Brogdon leaves him wide open for the shot, but he doesn't end up actually hitting it. And, man, Paolo Banchero is playing very big. He is 6'10", though, so I guess that makes sense. 2 6'9" players going up against each other, and Jason Tatum and Brian Hunt, and he'll take a tough layup and not end up hitting it. Jason Tatum kind of locking him up there. But now it's Brian Hunt's turn to help lock up Jason, and maybe he won't do that this time because lets him blow right past him. Now, Brian Hunt's energy is not looking the best, doing a lot on the court, Maybe don't know how much longer he's going to be in on this quarter. And Gordon Hayward hits a wide open three from the assist from Morant. And here comes Kemba. I am, of course, playing on current gen, as you could probably tell from the graphics. I am just unfortunately not rich enough to play on next gen, but hopefully that'll change in the future, maybe in a few years when I save up enough money. Of course, enough money will be a little bit hard for me, although I do have a job. Brian Hunt guarding Brogdon ends up getting hit with the screen and allows a wide open dunk. So it seems like he has a little bit of a trouble getting around screens, even though he does have a bronze badge for pick dodger. But not sure how that'll work. And Brian Hunt will call for the ball up top. He'll request a screen. And pump fake got the three, but end up passing down to Wendell Carter for the easy layup against a smaller defender. The only deficit is, now 14? But I'm not sure if this team's going to be able to put up a run to kind of be a contestant in this game. We would have to go 10-0 or something like that, just in order to kind of be in the conversation for this game, because it looks like right now our defense will not be able to stop this explosive Bulls offense. And now it looks like we need some Gatorade as the Gatorade symbol comes up. Oh, and Ja Morant with the dunk. Man, powerful dunk, man. And he is the best dunker in the league, so you would expect him to have a few of those explosive finishes in the game. And Walker gets the wide open shot against Ja Morant, and the Pacers will take a timeout. Only 3 left in the game. Now leading by 14, Chicago is up, and not sure if we will be able to come back. Think Brian Hunt will end up leaving the game. He will, and we will simulate the rest of this game. Unfortunately, it just doesn't seem like we will be able to put up enough of a comeback, but if we do, I will hop back in. But simulating through Simcast, 4th quarter now, and the Bulls will end up winning. Box score, though, Brian Hunt ends up with 23, hits his first 3, took 3 attempts in which I was gone, 5 turnovers, but 3 blocks, which is very interesting. 5 turnovers is a little bit concerning, but he is young. He can bring those down. 23, 8, and 7 with 3 blocks and 5 turnovers. Jalen Brunson, the second highest scorer, and Ja Morant with the rough game. And yeah, that was the first game of his career. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was a very long, probably ended up being around 30 minutes, maybe a little bit less, but no, it was a little bit longer of an episode. I hope you guys watched and had fun. I definitely did. This is definitely very fun for me, and I will probably continue even if nobody watches. Brian Hunt, 23-9, or 23-8 and 7 with 3 blocks, as I said before. And that was the first game of his NBA career. I will see you guys next video.